This is our nightly kick-around of all things World Cup. Peter Welton, Andy Swift, and Lars on World Cup Kick-Around. Brought to you by Pantalones Organic Tequila, The Wolf of Law Street, and Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Ahmed and Johnston. Alistair Johnston towards the byline. He's done well here. Johnston's ball back to the edge of the box. Oh, it's saved by Amanada and knocked in by Kyle Laren. Canada with the advantage. It's Kyle Laren again.
Welcome to World Cup Kick-Around and our coverage of Match Day 8 of the World Cup for Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. I'm here. He's back and here. Andy Swift.
I'm back and here. Present.
And victorious.
Present, teacher.
And victorious, Andy.
And victorious today, yes.
You are victorious.
Yes.
And all the way over at the other end of the table, fresh out of his super cool Alto, it is your favorite Norwegian and mine, Lars Severson. Hello, Lars.
I mean, it helps that you don't really know a lot of Norwegians, doesn't it, Peter? But
I know.
Thank you. I'll take it. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
I know one other Norwegian and his wife and two children. So
Okay.
yes.
That's very specific.
Yeah, you don't like those guys.
Arna. No.
You find them extremely annoying.
No, Arna is awesome.
Arna
Why
is
did you
awesome.
roll your eyes when you said that?
Why would you do that to me? Arna may be listening from Oslo.
Hi, Anna. Hope all go on tonight.
See, I told you it
There
sounds
we
We're
go.
so international, man.
You may be required to do when we get really burned out.
When?
and we're,
Sorry, that was a joke.
We're running on fumes. Lars, I may ask you to do an entire episode and only speak Norwegian.
That would be. I mean, that is what will happen the day when Norway Senegal are playing as we're doing a show. It'll be me complaining about things in Norwegian throughout.
Yeah, that's coming up. When is that game?
Next week, Tuesday?
I think it
mark?
is Tuesday. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Tuesday.
Thing is,
The
when
next
you've
Norway game?
when you've committed to watching all the games, days kind of stop having meaning. Like there is more football tomorrow, there will be more football the day after that.
You mean Monday? Norway plays Monday.
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know.
He's so disinterested in his own national team. He
I'm
doesn't
quite
even
the
know where
opposite.
they
I'm
play.
so in the zone. Like life will not continue until the football is over. So it doesn't really it's in
the
this sort of.
zone. Okay.
If I was any more locked in, I'd be institutionalized, Peter.
Lars, did you take an Alto anywhere special today?
So yeah, I want to flag up the Alto ride yesterday as one of the best because yesterday was a huge day. Going to Jerry World, to the Death Star, to watch England, it was an incredible experience. But it is also kind of draining going all the way out to Arlington, having a very big experience there, going all the way here doing the radio show. I was tired yesterday evening. And it is one of the joys of having a very, very comfortable ride home when you feel like I do actually need to sit down and relax for a minute now. When you can do that in the car, it's very. I was very happy with
Did
my
you
Alto
splay out?
experience. Yes, there was a significant amount of manspreading took place in the Alto.
Whoa.
You could do that in an Alto.
You can because they're
plenty of room.
spacious
Plenty of
and
room.
very well air conditioned.
And cool lighting. And
Yes, and I set the music to void. Just nothing going on.
What is void?
The void of space.
I mean, there's
is
just
nothing.
they don't play music at all,
Just calm.
and it's called void.
Yeah.
Is it like cool blue lighting or something like that?
No, it was just calm.
I
It was
dig
good.
it.
It's good.
Well, we appreciate Alto hauling Lars around while he's here in Dallas for 2 months. You can check out Alto, ridealto.com. It's a fantastic option for ride sharing. They own all their cars are exactly the same. All their drivers are full-time employees. Andy is a subscriber. It's the best. Thanks, Alto. Andy, it's a big day for you. We've all enjoyed our moments in the sun with our national teams. You, on the other hand, had a frustrating draw, but you're also the first to experience your team playing twice, as Canada has just finished up pounding into sand Qatar.
9-man Qatar. The historic
They got
significance.
2 red cards?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
this.
No.
We have a soccer show, so we have to keep
Well,
up. Peter.
okay. Well, I was
Peter was in transit and he was not in an Alto, so he
Yeah,
has no idea. It's not
exactly.
possible
Red
for him to
Sea.
keep
If
adjusting.
you're in an Alto, you pull
You
up
would
the
know.
game
You'd
and you
watch
watch.
the game and it'd be fun.
Great point, Lars.
That's a good
Not just
copy
a hat
point.
stand, my friend.
But the historic significance of the 5-0 win today, the historic significance is 6-0, was that it was the first ever win for Canada in a World Cup.
Holy cow!
Yes, so it's very historic.
We need a
Or
sounder
historic.
for that. Some
don't
sort
know.
of celebratory sounder.
I don't think things are very historic. They're either historic
Or not at
or
all.
they're not. All right.
Slightly historic.
Canada.
How many times has Canada played a World Cup game?
They have now played. This is their 8th
game, and it's their first win.
Yeah,
Okay.
they lost 3 in '86. They lost 3 in Qatar.
Right.
And they drew against the strong Bosnians, holding up that defensive line.
These defensive stats that have not been better. Like, we got through the entire first round of games, and no one made.
But today, with the help of the Chilean referee giving 2 red cards to Qatar,
all good calls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the sporting significance is that Canada now takes control of the group because of goal difference, and they do play the Swiss next Wednesday, and a draw will have Canada finishing first.
Is your first place finish a good path for the Canadians into the knockouts?
It
Have you
is.
mapped it?
It is.
Mapped it?
Yes, it's better than finishing second, and certainly better than being the wild card and having to play perhaps the U.S. and Cali.
Who does B1 play in the round of 32? Do you remember?
I don't, but I've looked at. I think wild card, Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. All those
That's
groups
right. They
play a wild card.
third-place team. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
If they finish in first. Yep.
Well, congratulations, Andy. That's a big win, 6-0. Too bad that
Boom.
wasn't Lars's lock yesterday.
No, that would have been sad. That would have been good. I mean, sorry. I am very sad about the outcome of that. But I thought I was going to get a bit longer before you made fun of me for the troubles of the lock. But here we go.
Oh no, we're gonna get some
this
mileage
is
out of
nothing.
that throughout
This
the
is
entire
nothing.
show. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a new lock for today, right?
I do.
Okay. Have you decided to continue to do locks?
I listen. You got to keep at it.
That's right.
Yes.
You got to
It's
pick
been an
yourself.
Pick yourself up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
how you fall down; it's how you get back up.
Yes.
Is there a Norwegian version of that saying?
Probably not the one I can think of right now. I'm stuck thinking of like I'm having more trouble with the lock than a Scotsman. That's ... But I've not quite gotten there yet.
Oh, now we're going after the Scots.
I'll
are
keep
we?
working on that. That joke will come at some point this evening as we have it.
There is news to report. Now, the Pulisic stuff we'll save for the next segment. I will point out, as the resident soccer field nerd, that the surfaces almost exclusively, I think, have received rave reviews. Dallas has been great. Vancouver's looked great. Atlanta, all of them have looked great. But there is one field, I think, kind of ironically, is the one that is catching heat, and that is the one in New Jersey, because the French, Deschamps and Rabiot in particular, were very particular about how hard it is and dry.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
And so there was some, and it also visually has a couple of areas where it looks a little not as perfect as all the other fields. Remember, this is where they're playing the World Cup final on July 19th. So after only a game or two, people are already starting to ask questions. I'm sure FIFA and that very nice man we met from New Zealand will take good care and fix it all up.
Sure, of course.
There was also, when Norway were playing in Boston, there was this one sprinkler that went nuts.
Yes.
At halftime, yeah.
Boy, did you see those guys scramble to try to repair that? They
What did they do? Like,
they
just
dug it out,
Yeah.
and then they filled it with sand. You know, they had to cut the whole system
Right.
off, but you could tell anybody that owns a house with a sprinkler system has done exactly what these poor guys were trying to do, except in the middle of a World Cup halftime.
Except with like 2 billion people watching.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. As it was fountaining everywhere, like the ones you see in your neighborhood. They had to dig it out, cap it off, fill it back with sand, put some grass back on top of it.
But it seemed to have held because I didn't hear anybody like.
I did.
Yeah.
I think people were more just thought the whole thing was funny than it had impacted the game. So that's really it in terms of headlines. This has been an oddly low key. There's not been a ton of drama to get into in terms of stuff. Controversial.
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
early. It's early, man.
I mean, controversy-wise, we've had the Ronaldo non-performance. That's caused some upset on the internet.
Well, okay. I meant like bad card situations
Yeah,
or
all right.
fans
Bad
running,
referees.
those
Stuff
kind
like
of
that,
things,
you know.
or people punching each other.
I almost thought there should have been a third red card in Canada-Qatar because after the horrendous injury to Ismail Kone, which I'm not sure we mentioned yet. I feel like that's remiss of us.
I didn't know about this.
Yes, because you were in transit. So Canada's Ismail Kone suffered what looks an awful lot like a fracture of the shin.
Oh.
Terrible injury for him. He'll be out of the tournament for sure. That was the second red card for Qatar.
Was that from a tackle?
Yes.
Oh.
And
It wasn't-
they gave him a yellow at first.
It wasn't. I've seen it back, they were very cautious about showing replays because it was a graphic injury, but it wasn't actually that malicious. It was careless more so than malicious. It's the kind of thing that happens. It obviously caused some temperature in the game because you're 3-0 down with a guy sent off. Like, there's no need to put in tackles that can potentially injure people. There were some Canadian players that were a little bit upset about that. And after the game restarted again, you had another really bad challenge from Ahmed Fatih, the Egyptian-born midfielder for Qatar, that was also close to another red card, which also almost sparked a brawl with the Canadians, I think, trying to tell these guys, like, calm down. You're losing. There is no point doing this.
Not a very good team. Tired, fatigued, late tackle. It's like Sunday pub league, right? When you play really bad teams, you have that danger.
I mean, that's what the Qatar team essentially is. It's like
dude. They're not very good.
No,
they're terrible. And you do again. The Swiss.
How did they tie the Swiss?
I was about to say the Swiss will be kicking themselves for not beating Qatar, but based on how they were finishing their chances against Qatar, if they tried to kick themselves, they'd probably miss.
Well, let's before we go, let's do it. He's back, so prizes and riches for the P1s may or may not be available. It's time now for Andy's World Cup quiz question. Founder here on the ticket.
Oh, y'all asked me at the wrong time when I was trying to update my sounds.
So, in order to celebrate the fact that Peter Musa,
I'll play one for you.
that one Petar Musa became the first active player in the history of the FC Dallas Burn franchise to score a goal while he's an active member of the roster. And score a goal in World Cup.
That's pretty good.
So we're going to celebrate this because there's a connection to Switzerland here, believe it or not. And so this is an FC Dallas-centric question. So, Peter, full expectation you're going to nail this one. Lars, you're going to be given a pass.
Okay.
So it's not common for the Swiss to score 4 goals like they did today, right?
No.
In a World Cup game especially. The 2 most recent times, though, they've done something similar, there's been an FC Dallas connection. The last time they won by 3 goals, they beat Honduras in 2014. Shaqiri had a hat trick in that game. Which 2 FC Dallas / Burn players saw action in that game? Okay. And then the last time they scored 4 goals in a game was in 1994 when they beat Romania in the World Cup. Which FC Dallas / Burn players saw action in that game?
Got it.
So 3. I'm looking for 3. 2 that saw action in 2014 in that game when they beat Honduras 3-0, Switzerland did, and the 4-1 Romania game had another player.
If I was a P1, I would get so many prizes and riches because I know these answers.
Nice.
I'm going to, man, I'm so proud
You're
of myself.
You're going to show your fandom.
Do you know him, Lars?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Really? You don't know specifically the 94
No, this is
one?
FC Dallas.
I know, but it's a Swiss player.
Could be. I said saw action in the game. Could be a Romanian player.
Oh, yes. I forgot about the famous Burn Romanian player.
Which well, I mean, you can make that. You can say that exact thing about the famous Burn Swiss player, and it'll mean the same to me, brother.
That's true. Fair enough.
True.
We will answer Andy's mysterious World Cup question at the very end of the show, forcing you to listen to the whole damn thing. We'll take a break. We come back. Let's do the preview of the thing we're all waiting for tomorrow. America versus Australia. We preview it next on World Cup KickAround. Oh my gosh. I haven't heard this in so long.
The $1 Million Bell.
That's right.
And unity means victory for you and me with dedication, heart and soul. You have to choose
The most ridiculous music video. So this is the 1990 U.S. Men's National Team World Cup rap song, and they're all on the beach, frolicking in the water. It's the most... It's very, very, very...
All the teams were doing it back then, man.
It was.
All the teams were doing it. Like all...
The Bears
Super Bowl,
had done, the Super Bowl, It was music videos were big in 1990 and 1989.
MTV, man.
Man, it was
Couldn't leave home.
Those were the days.
Yeah, man.
Lars, did you ever watch MTV? Okay.
I turned off my microphone as a form of protest. No, yeah, that's definitely what happened. No, we did have MTV, but it wasn't as big in Norway, I would say.
Okay. No. My favorite thing about Lars is when Lars notices the gun commercials. He thinks that's fun. Okay. Because look, here we are. We are on the end of the first round. We began the second round today. We haven't really had an opportunity since you weren't here yesterday, Andy, to kind of do a first round whip around, kind of overview of how you feel about the first round of games, Andrew.
I think we're off to a good start. The minnows are doing better than expected, but before we've only had one minor upset, I would call it, Turkey losing to Australia. But at the end of the day, all the big teams, all the traditional powers, they all remain undefeated. And every World Cup, by now, we're good for one major upset, like Saudi Arabia and Argentina last year. In the last World Cup, we always have at least one of those. We haven't had that. So while the minnows are doing well, the traditional powers are not cakewalking like we thought they would, right? Because we thought, anybody can qualify as a third-place team, so they're going to – we've seen a lot of goals. Play has been open. Weather hasn't been an issue. I think this is the most goals per game after the first round of any World Cup dating back a long time, like back in the day when, a lot of more goals were scored. So that for me is I guess the surprise is like, hey, it's been pretty fun to watch, and there's not been a lot of slog.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. It's only actually the last couple of days we've had a couple of games that were not amazing.
Yeah,
and I think, and there was a real fear that expanding the tournament to 48 teams would cause too many big mismatches, that we would have too many games like Germany-Curacao, like we just saw.
Like Canada-Qatar, for example. You put that power and that minnow together, this is what you get, man.
Exactly,
you got 6-0.
Especially when the minnow picks up 2 red cards. But generally speaking, it hasn't really gone that way. We've only had 2 games like that. And I found this stat today that I think is kind of incredible, which is I looked up, I was tinkering around looking for stats, because that's what I'd spend my time on. The teams that had the most possession in their first game, right, are in order: Portugal, Spain, Turkey, Switzerland, and Uruguay. Those are the 5 teams who had the most possession in their game. Do you know what they all have in common? None of them won.
Yeah. But none of them.
That's
only
really
Turkey
interesting.
Lost.
Yeah, Turkey lost, and the other ones drew.
Yeah.
So none of them won their game. The 5 teams that had the ball the most. I think that's fascinating.
That's modern football.
I think that tells you something about, I think these supposed minnows in some cases, have gotten a lot better at defending. I think across the board, football is now pretty professionalized. People eat right. They're good coaches. People are well drilled. So actually breaking down these low blocks for teams who want to sit back, it's not easy. And I think that speaks to something we've spoken about a lot in the run-up to the tournament, is that I think the tournament will be decided by moments. It'll be decided by the guys. It's not necessarily the team that has the best pressing structure, passing, this and that. The stuff that usually matters a lot in club soccer. I think this tournament is all about the guys who, in a blink of an eye, can pull away from a guy or score a goal from far out.
We've seen some of that already. The Vinny Jr., the Jude Bellingham moment.
Exactly right. Those moments. Messi times 3 against and Mbappe when he just scores one out of nowhere. Like those things, I think will decide the tournament.
Yeah, the possession thing. Modern football, I think teams now accept they play for that. They play other teams that have possession so they can quickly counter. It's just the modern game.
Is that a bad omen for the U.S. tomorrow? Because they almost certainly will have way more possession than the Australians will.
Lars said something when he was on with the Sweet Spot today that really, we've said it, he said it, but it really, I started thinking about this, is so true. The physicality that Australia brings is, they're a tough bunch, and if they don't have the tactics and the technique and all that the other powers have, they have that. We'll see how the U.S. copes with that.
Yeah, in kind of thinking back on the first week, I had this weird epiphany that I didn't know how to deal with because I felt like I was being a homer. But if you go back and think about the first round of games and you try to pick out the teams that performed the best in their first games, I think of England. I think of the second half of France. Yeah. I think of Argentina's performance. That was really, really good. And I'm saying, I mean, right up there, if not better than those, was the United States performance against Paraguay. U.S. was phenomenal in that game. And when you take into consideration their opponent and the fact that their group is so tight, the similarities, or at least the tightness of those two teams, was significantly tighter than any of the other big teams. So I'm just saying, I feel a lot of this is leading me to say this as we get into the previewing the game, is my attitude about feeling good about the U.S.'s chances tomorrow have started to grow.
Yeah.
And I feel weird about that.
Okay. Don't feel weird, because it is your national team and you're allowed to do that.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm very pessimistic.
Yeah.
And
I would say, just to temper things just a little bit, just be careful of the World Cup juke. Where it jukes one way and you slide and then it goes the other way. Because after first games, we sometimes get impression of teams, and then by the end of the World Cup, it's very different.
Today being a case in point, because many might have looked, oh no, look, Qatar, they got a point against Switzerland. Maybe they're not the worst team in the tournament after all. And then, ta-da, Canada. And then this happens.
Yeah. Lars, do you disagree that the U.S. was right up there with the other teams in terms of best
with that,
performance?
I completely agree. I think
Okay.
U.S.'s first half, France's second half, England's second half, those were sort of
I agree. I'm not saying it wasn't a legit observation. I'm saying be careful of the juke, that sometimes they do that and then they,
Yeah, I do think there were a couple of moments in the Paraguay game that are warning signs. The switching off, suddenly now Paraguay's putting them under more pressure, and they didn't handle that as well when they were being allowed to play. All that stuff I think is going to be interesting. My concern about Australia is they're just going to play deeper. And that is going to be the difficult part. And this leads into the Pulisic question, which is Pulisic hurt? Pulisic did not train again today, which tells me that is all the indicators that a dude is not, at the very least, starting. I can't imagine he plays tomorrow if he's that hurt. And they're either A, it's a worse injury than they're letting on. You know this as somebody that has been inside there before. Or B, they're pulling a fast one on everybody, and he starts and scores 16 goals tomorrow.
I think it's more important for them than to pull a fast one, to have him involved in training.
I think the pulling of the fast one is not necessarily irrelevant. It just could be that he's feeling something and you want to be careful, but it might be on a game day in World Cup. You think, we'll risk it. I mean, that might be a thing as well. Like, there's plenty of players who have to be managed in terms of how many minutes they do in training. But I would just argue that if that is the case, then maybe not starting him is the smart move. Yeah. Because I've said this a few times. You got to remember, it's 5 subs now. It's not a 3-sub game anymore. It's a 5-sub game. You can switch literally half your outfielders. So not starting a guy, you've got plenty of opportunities to bring someone on if you need them.
Yeah. I will also say this, now that I've probably way overthought it, I would assume Giovanni Reina starts in his place if he doesn't start. And you know what? Gio may be a really good tool for breaking down such a deep block team like that.
That's a good thought. That's why he was brought in.
It would make for a tremendous storyline if Gio has like a super redemption game like this. The goal he scored the other day was great, but starting in a game that they need to they want to win out of, and he is a critical, that would be great. But 3, ultimately, this is my biggest thing. Frankly, the U.S. is good enough. They should beat Australia as a host nation team in a World Cup game without Christian Pulisic. Full stop.
Yeah, that's what they should do. But as a fan, you hope that you still have them, right? Yeah.
Also, as the Turkish learn, be a little bit careful what you say about the Aussies going into the game, because they dismissed them entirely, and that didn't end well for them.
Yeah, but now I'm annoyed by the Australians because now they're looking for things to get locker room material that aren't even coming out of the the United States camp.
You mean the Grella banter?
Whatever it is,
okay.
it's just stupid. So whatever. If that's what it takes,
Peter's starting to. Yeah,
if that's what it takes for them to get up for the game, whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe yellow cards in this one is a potential candidate. No, we're not. That's not going to be the lock. But I think we'll have some cards in this one.
Can't wait for the lock.
USA,
by the way,
Australia tomorrow, 2
sarcastic
p.m.
feature.
Up in Seattle on Fox. Yes, the ticket and the guys are doing a little ticket theater tomorrow up at Sidecar Social up in Addison. So you may want to be up there and check that out. All right, when we come back, we will do a wrap-up of the day of what has happened in the last 24 hours and what is about to happen at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll talk all about that next on World Cup Kick-Around. Turn it up, Jay. My favorite World Cup national team theme song ever. I love this song.
Oh, little Peter was... No, actually in 94. You were old, Peter, by then. You were an adult.
Yeah.
I occasionally throw you a curveball by adding something actually good to the mix instead of just weird.
World in Motion, New Order. Highly recommend it. Go find it. Did you get anywhere with the Spotify playlist?
I've been busy.
Okay.
I will. At some
I know.
point.
Peter, there's a World Cup going on,
Next time there's a very boring game, the Spotify playlist might be done.
All right, let's run through other stuff that has happened. We'll start with the Uz.
The ooze.
The Ooze. Yeah.
They're not called Uzbekistan. Come on.
That's true.
Ooh, the ooze.
The Ooze. Is
I
that an
don't-
official nickname?
It's not, but it should be for
Do you think
kick-around
they'd be
purposes.
offended?
Yeah, probably. But let's call them that anyway.
Ooze?
They're not here. No, I mean, all right, being serious, it's great. They're a great example of a team that's been close to qualifying for tournaments a lot and just never quite gotten there. And the expanded tournaments has given them a chance. And I didn't think they were terrible against Colombia. I thought they put up a good fight.
Well, they lost 3-1.
Yeah.
It was World Cup after dark a little bit.
It was.
Like Dixon likes to say with the hashtag after dark.
I thought Colombia looked really good.
At times. At times, look, their defense is what's going to get them in the
Right.
end.
And they're also 100 years old.
Yeah, they are. Correct. Exactly. Oldest team, right?
I think, yeah, them or
and
Panama.
Panama
Yeah, one
second,
of the
they're
two.
Panama's
first.
got an average age of 30 somehow,
Yeah.
which doesn't
Yeah.
seem possible in a World Cup.
But Diaz scored, and that last goal. Can we just talk about that last goal? Did you see it, Peter?
Yeah.
Were you awake?
No, I've seen the highlight.
But did they rewind? The whole bit is the player that crossed the ball had to fight for the ball.
Yes,
and
it was
Former Columbus crew great, Chucho Hernandez.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, you didn't realize it?
Yeah. But I mean, to stay with the play, to then just unleash that cross for an easy goal on the back post, that was pretty amazing. Goal difference can come into play, so you got to keep pounding till the whistle blows.
Yeah,
and,
so says
they
the
did.
very satisfied Canadian.
Yes,
who
of
has had a
course.
fine day's work.
That's why we kept going. We got our 6 in.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly
So,
right.
Yeah.
But I do think that the assist by Chucho Hernandez in there is one of my favorite sort of isolated actions of the tournament because it was, I mean, the cross he puts in is really good, having just kind of won that physical battle.
But it's the earlier 10 seconds
yes.
where he got in a position to
He
even
just
cross
wanted
the ball.
That was 100% the function of wanting the
Yeah.
ball more than the other guy, and you're willing to just almost kill yourself to do it.
And I do think that's a good example of like what the Colombian team brings. There's this combination of aggression and technique, which is kind of interesting.
And
Sight-
Luis Diaz.
And Diaz, he's good. He's
Man,
going to
Bayern
he is going
Munich
to grow
is.
into
I
the
don't know
tournament.
what Bayern Munich has done to him, but he now feels more like the guy that surprised me so much when he started at Liverpool and was such
And
a
then that went away.
superstar. And then he just kind of flamed out. But now he just
I'm
feels like that.
Very
again.
happy for you, Peter. We all, as football connoisseurs, occasionally get players that we get weirdly hung up on for non-specified reasons. And Luis Diaz is definitely one of yours. I don't know anyone who talks about Luis Diaz as much as you do.
Well,
and I'm happy that you're getting.
Was he not great yesterday?
He was. He's good.
Okay.
Your Luis Diaz led Colombia, your dark horse favorite, is in first place in the group because Portugal can't get out of their own way, or Ronaldo can't get out of his own way, and it's hurting Portugal. So they have the 3 points.
He'll give them trouble when they face off.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Earlier today, the Czechs, man, talk about a team that are probably kicking themselves in the hotel tonight. End up giving up a very late goal to South Africa and drop 2 points as they draw 1-1. Lars, would you like to just spend time ranting about the handball call?
I mean, we can. It should be acknowledged that this was one of those games where the Czechs, they scored early and then they really kind of let their guard down. I mean, I think they got
did.
lazy and they got sloppy. Maybe they're tired from flying, but they shouldn't because this was up in Atlanta. It's not like this was on the moon and it was an indoor stadium. They were in such an assertive position playing against South Africa, which for a long part of the game looked poor. But they let them back into the game, or at least didn't put them away. And in the end, they get one of those penalties that regular listeners will know I really detest. And it's nothing on the referee. The referee has to impose the laws as they're written. But I think it's a real problem that in a low-scoring game that you get pretty innocuous touches of the ball in the hand in the area, and suddenly the other team gets a goal out of it. It doesn't make any sense. It's completely irrational, I think.
By the way, I thought the referee was really good in this game, Tori Penso.
Yeah.
She was.
It was all
Yeah.
female.
Yeah, no, she did a great
Yeah,
job.
she was good. But I understand what you're saying, Lars. But my point is, they could have put this game away. the
Yeah,
Czech,
no.
Republic, right?
100% agree.
Yeah, and they should have. And the fact that they didn't, they pay for it.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
The other thing to consider is that South Africa, I believe, he's maybe the captain, and I think many people think he's the best player who scored the penalty, Mokena. He got a second yellow in this game, so he is not available for the very now important third game against South Korea to end the group. So just keep an eye on that, because South Africa, I'm going to assume, is not a team filled with a ton of depth. And when you lose your best player in the middle of the field, you're probably feeling like you're not playing at a full strength. So that was interesting. The Swiss ended up winning and probably feeling much better than they were after the last time they played a game. They ended up beating the Bosnians 3-1 today.
4-1 actually. Right?
Oh, 4-1. Sorry, yeah.
They got that late, late
Yep.
PK. Man, the Swiss. It looked like they were going to be the Swiss that played the Qataris and could only score one goal for a long part of that game, right, Lars? I mean, we thought, man, these guys will just not be able to score until they just finally unleash things. Well, a little bit thanks to that red card.
4 goals in the last 5 if you count the Bosnian goal. 5 goals in the last 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and this is one of those. It's funny how football works that way. Switzerland created a lot more against Qatar, but they couldn't hit the water from an oil rig, Peter. That's not a Norwegian saying. I just made it up.
Okay.
It could have been a Norwegian
hit
saying.
The water from
Don't tell me you make them up. Tell me
this one I just made up.
No. Tell me all of them are, cute Norwegian fable or tales or sayings, please.
Collect some idiom. Again, next time there's a boring game, and in addition to making the Spotify list, I'll try to collect some Norwegian sayings that I can bring.
Thank you.
I think the depth came into play here again because Switzerland made a couple of changes. Ruben Vargas and Johan Manzambi came on, and Manzambi scored the first goal. Ruben Vargas scored the second one, and then Manzambi scored another one, assisted by Ruben Vargas. So full marks to the coach for putting on players who ended up changing the game. Red card for Bosnia in the 80th minute also mattered in that context.
Yeah, it's important to note Bosnia, even though they lost 4-1, then their goal difference is horrific. They do play Qatar. Qatar just had 2 red cards today as well. They really don't have depth. So Bosnia is still in the wild card hunt here. They feel like they still can get that wild card spot.
And nothing against Canada, who I think are a decent team. But,
no, they won 6-0 today. Lars, what are you going to say?
I was going to say, based on what I saw today, I think Bosnia could win that game by a lot.
Okay, sure. We'll find out. We'll find out who. We saw that Switzerland could only tie Qatar. Canada took care of business 6-0. We'll see what the Bosnians can do. Sure.
Kicking off in about 12 minutes in Guadalajara, Mexico is back at it. They have an opportunity to be the first team to seal their passage to the qualifying round with a win today against South Korea, who I always love looking at their lineup, and it's all Kims and Lees. Yes. What you're going to say,
South
Andy?
Korea can also qualify with a win.
Yes.
Okay, there's 2 teams playing this game, and I do believe in this Korean team, especially with Mexico not playing in Mexico City. This game is not an elevation.
And I did think the second half Korea put up against Czechia was good. Lee Kang-in looked very bright. He's one of the guys who's a very good dribbler there. I think this should be fun, actually.
Yeah.
I actually think, let me do it, because I forgot to tell you before the show. If we must still do the lock, even though I have been completely demoralized by the poor stars.
Is this going to be it?
This the lock?
Let's go both teams
It's
to score.
time for Lars's lock of the day.
Okay. So, how many more failures before that sound is just replaced by booing and this becomes like a ritual?
Well, that's really up to you, Lars.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? No, let's go. There we go. That's
when are we going to let the P1s know that we are in on the lock, which is really the opposite?
I think
They're really angry at you.
Mexico go into this missing one of their starting center halves who got red carded in the first game. South Korea, I thought, were really impressive in the second half against Czechia. The way they kind of got hold of that game, increased the tempo, put some nice passing moves together. I'm also not fully convinced the South Korean defense can stand up to the rambunctious center forward play of Raul Jimenez and Quiones, who was very good in the first game. So I think we're going to have both teams to score in this game, which is available at pretty close to evens, actually, which I think is a good price for both teams to find the net.
So the lock
game.
Isn't who's going to win or what the score is going to be.
We're getting
it's
creative
just
now.
both teams to score.
Both teams to score.
There's Lars's lock of the
I think I'm going to watch this game with Andy Swift. So
Yes,
I
I have a 1-1 draw, Lars.
all right, so
I
we
would-
can both win.
And I think you have 2-1, Peter.
What did I have?
2-1 as well.
Yeah.
Dixon, who has, by the way, after the first round of games,
Our
and
producer,
and
Michael Dixon.
Yeah, he has 2-0.
Okay.
Is beating us because he has
Stop
one
the count.
extra. He has one extra game that he correctly guessed the right score.
All right, we're running really
Okay,
late.
all right.
Lars, do you know the story about what's upset the Korean team about something that's happened in their local media with Son, like some sort of jab or disrespect against him, and they're all fired up? Have you read this story?
Currently not aware.
Okay, we'll have to do some more investigation. There's something going on with the media and the Korean team, and they're all offended about each other or something. So maybe that'll play into the game tonight with some fire. That game kicks off just a little bit on Fox. All right, we'll cut out for a break. When we come back, we'll preview all of the big games tomorrow, including the other one important to the United States. We'll do that next on World Cup Kick-Around.
You begin to understand.
Yeah, I thought the 90 World Cup USA song was bad. This is the 94. This is USA 94.
This?
Yeah. It was like a We Are the World kind of thing.
Oh yeah, it's got
Yeah.
very We Are the World vibes.
Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible. Yeah, that's so
Wow, that is.
I
not
may ask you to
the
leave this
best.
one off the Spotify playlist, Lars, because it's
Bet
that
this
bad.
one goes on for a while. Sounds like this kind of song that's quite long.
3 minutes and 40 seconds.
I mean, it was just
depressed
so, yes. Oh, yeah. By the way, I am very proud to announce somebody slid into my DMs today
Good
and
news.
announced themselves as a fan of the show.
Are they playing in the World Cup?
Are they
are
closely
not.
related to any of us?
No. It is the Dallas Zoo.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
The zoo
The entire
reached
zoo.
out, and one of the people at the zoo loves the kick-around.
So
It's in
cool.
charge of what promotions or whatever.
I'm a big animal
And
person.
she's really into it. And she was like, man, I love the World Cup Kit Cup. She completed that. And she has invited Lars
I would like to go to the zoo.
specifically to go to the Dallas Zoo, and I think we should all go.
Yes.
We love animals, but I guess the invitation is for Lars.
I would like to go to
so
the
I
zoo.
guess Lars, you can represent us well.
Would-
or are
would-
we allowed to go?
We
too?
can go too.
Oh, great!
Would you like
Yes.
to go to the zoo?
Dude?
Man, I haven't
We're
been.
all animal guys.
When was the last time you were at the Dallas Zoo?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I bet it's been decades
Yeah.
for me. 100%.
About 10 years maybe.
Oh, it's been
Yeah.
a lifetime. You'll love it.
We'll have
Lars.
Zoo Day.
Let's go to the zoo.
Yeah,
Yeah, one day when there are no games. in the
there's
next round.
actually a day. When is the NBA draft? Is that next week? I don't know.
Yeah,
when
it's
is
Tuesday.
the NBA
It's
draft?
Tuesday.
Yeah,
That's in the
Yeah, so
But there are games.
Oh, that's right.
including Croatia
Oh,
at 6.
right. Yeah. Sorry.
mean,
so
I
we
have-
can't do the zoo that day.
Generally, most of my non-match day days have been designated golf days, but I will say I will sacrifice a round of golf for the zoo.
We will have once we get to the knockout rounds.
Yeah, we'll have
we're
a
gonna
day
have
in there.
opportunities.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Dallas Zoo, we accept your invitation. We will come to the zoo.
Yes.
100%. I want to see the giraffes.
Oh, is that your animal of choice?
I
at the
like a
zoo?
giraffe.
Okay.
Yeah, I like a good
All
giraffe.
right.
Yeah, who doesn't like a good giraffe?
Sure.
All right, tomorrow, to finish up the show, let's talk about the games that are taking place and make a few predictions. Andy, this is a
Yeah.
big one for you. The Scots have invaded Boston
Oh,
full
man.
tilt.
Man, such great scenes great scenes coming out of Boston.
Are you going to get emotional?
It's special for me because I have connections to the city, which we've talked about before, the Red Sox and the city of Boston. But I have Scottish heritage as well. This is on my dad's side, on the Canadian side, and just to watch the images that have come out of the city and how they've taken over Boston. By the way, Flower of Scotland, the anthem of Scotland, 125 decibels, the highest recorded decibel level to come out of a World Cup game since they've been recording it in decibels.
Wow.
Pretty incredible.
That is incredible.
They marched to Fenway Park to catch a game, a Red Sox game.
so cool.
They marched to the baseball game, not to the soccer game.
I
to the-
know.
yeah.
Yes.
Sang all baseball game long. They've donated $50K to charities. Not the team, the supporters. The Tartan Army
Yeah.
has donated $50,000 to different Boston charities. So,
They
hats
drank
off
all the
to
beer in
Scotland.
Boston.
They've also drank all the beer. Just incredible, and they're happy. And win or lose, we love the Scottish supporters. It's too bad we're not going to get them here in Dallas, but
Well, they play Morocco.
Yeah, I think they'll lose. Just
All right. Well,
sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Yes, Lars, I have them losing as well. Yes, I have Morocco.
It had to be done.
Lars, that was way
I
too
know.
Scandinavian
It was.
of an unemotional.
Had to
Man,
be
you
done.
just-
See if I go to a game with you again.
Lars, you're a
Should I make it
killer.
my lock? Can I change it? No.
You're a killer.
No,
Anyway,
of course. I have
listen,
them losing too.
It's already like Andy can make fun of me for the rest of the tournament if this doesn't happen now. So I've already set that one up beautifully
no,
for you.
no. No, I mean we've seen
I'm
both
glad you
teams
said it
play.
delicately.
We saw Morocco handle Brazil for large parts of that game, especially starting off. We saw Scotland barely handle Haiti. So
that wasn't great.
No.
Yeah, I have Morocco winning 2-0.
Sure, I have
Okay.
it 2-1.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that the Scots pull something off. That
And
would be
you, Lars?
fantastic.
Yeah, we should stress that our predictions are not hopes. They're just. I've got Morocco 1-0. I think Scotland will put up a good fight, but
I have my Scottish miracle happening in the third game. So there you
That's
go.
the Haiti game.
No, that's the Brazil game.
Oh, Brazil
Brazil,
game
yeah.
in Miami in the heat.
Yeah,
Brazil.
Okay.
I'm-
Sure.
Brazil,
Peter.
who are now possibly not going to rotate because they dropped points in the first game.
Right.
Yeah.
And Neymar's not playing, so
Yeah.
that's good.
In Miami.
In Miami.
In the
right.
humidity.
Okay.
Sweaty
Speaking-
John McGinn.
Speaking of Brazil, they do have Haiti tomorrow in Philly at 7:30. Why is there a 7:30 start
I don't know,
time?
but that messes with our show
it
a little
does,
bit, doesn't
yes.
it?
And that game is on Fox. Any thoughts of Brazil, Haiti?
Well, I think Brazil will be favored here because they have to rectify what they didn't get done in that Morocco game. I do think we'll see a better Brazil. I mentioned it last game, Lars, that I think Brazil will grow into this tournament, and I think Haiti is a good second game for them to do that.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think Haiti is a little bit better than we thought pre-tournament, or Scotland are terrible. One of the two. I mean, we're learning as we go here. But
Why not both?
on a more serious note, I am really interested to see how Ancelotti develops this, because what they did in the first game wasn't good enough,
No.
and whether he will change things, whether he'll not change it and trust his players to figure it out. He's a really intelligent coach who's won a lot of things, so I think it's be interesting to follow from that perspective.
If the Brazilian Foot Federation called me and said, "Would you like to coach the team?" and I went down there and coached Brazil,
And you said yes.
and I said
yeah.
yes. Well, of course I'd say yes.
Okay.
That'd be an honor.
Sure.
My singular instruction as manager of Brazil is just give the ball to Vinny Jr.
Yeah, let him
just because
make him happy.
eventually he's going to score a
Yeah.
goal, at least one.
Yeah.
He's just that kind of guy. Lars keeps talking about moments.
Yeah.
That he's the moment guy on that
Well,
team.
funny you say that because I have it down 3-1, and I do think he'll get maybe a brace.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I have it 3-1 Brazil as well. What
I
do you
have
have?
it 3-0, but yeah, we'll see.
really hate Haiti.
A lot of my
Poor
predictions have
Haiti.
not gone well, but the Summer of Vinny one looked a little
Yeah,
promising, even if they weren't that good.
And then, because it is important to the United States, at 10 o'clock tomorrow in San Francisco, it is the Turks and Paraguay over on FS1. This one obviously has a lot at stake because if the U.S. ends up drawing against Australia, and one of these two teams wins, the whole thing starts to go very different. Yes.
Yeah, this group will be defined third game.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what happens with the matches tomorrow, I think I think Paraguay is going to rebound from a really poor performance against the U.S. And I think they have wild card in sight, and I think it'll be a good game.
There's the rebound dudes. I mean, Turkey also definitely need to rebound because they were terrible against Australia. They will have been criticized a lot. I mean, this will have been days and days of just nonstop.
It's the rebound
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
it's the rebound derby. Teams who need to do better.
All right. Now, knowing that both these teams can only end the day after 2 games on 3 points, the U.S. and Australia can end the day on 4 points or 6 points, or obviously 3 if they don't win. Is there any thinking in that Australia-USA game that, if we're in the 75th minute or 80th minute and we're tied 1-1,
Are you
draw
asking about
benefits-
USA Australia?
USA-Australia,
A win qualifies you to the next round.
Yeah.
Boom.
period, the end.
Yeah, and so it does.
But it also means maybe you don't want to open up too much because you can't afford to lose the game.
Sure. Okay.
I'm just thinking through what the different scenarios and how they think
Yeah.
about these in game states. And
I don't think you sit back and take a draw at home against Australia in the World Cup.
Yeah.
no.
I don't think so
I
either.
think if it's 1-1, you go for it.
Australia may.
With the caveat being that Australia are better than we think, all this sort of stuff. But come on.
But Australia plays Paraguay. They may not, thinking that they can get 3.
That's the Australia's problem is they still have a really
Yeah.
significant. Yeah, not that the U.S. doesn't either. It doesn't.
Well,
but
they
yeah,
have to play
yeah.
Turkey. I have it as a draw, by the way. Turkey Paraguay. I think if they'll draw, they'll both be wanting the.
What
3
did you
points.
have? We haven't done our USA prediction. What did you have for USA Australia?
Yeah.
Do
So
you know?
yeah, let me look it up. Hold on.
Lars?
I got 1-0 US. I believe in you guys.
Okay.
I backed you to beat Paraguay when none of you guys did.
And what do you have for the Turkey game?
I feel less good about this. I did all of these preseason, and I've decided I'm going to stick with them. I did put down 2-1 Turkey Paraguay, but after watching the Australia game, I don't have a lot of confidence in that. But
So
you know.
have 2-1, and you have what Turkey? I'll tell you here, U.S. in a second. Turkey Paraguay.
For Turkey Paraguay, I have the Turks beating them 2-1.
Okay, so both of you 2-1, and I have 1-1. Okay, USA predictions. Peter.
You go first. Okay, I'll
You
go
want me to
first.
go first?
No,
I will.
I'll go first. I wrote these were predictions I made a long time ago, and this was predicated on the fact that I thought the U.S. was going to tie Paraguay and ended up blowing them out. I have the U.S. beating Australia, 3-1.
Okay.
3-1.
1-0.
And I'm sticking with it.
Lars 1-0.
Yeah.
I have 3-2.
Ooh, spicy.
3-2 high scoring game.
Australia?
No, U.S.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Because this was a game where they were going to get the goal difference advantage. You know,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Anyway,
You had a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Huh? What?
You had a thing.
So is it bad that we've all picked the United States to win the game?
Of course
tomorrow?
it is.
Is it?
Yes, because we have been not the greatest at predicting.
No, that's true.
So I don't know if this was smart on my part to accept this invitation, but as we were doing the break, I got a text from one Mike Ducey at Fox 4 asking me to join them at about 4 o'clock to shoot my reaction to the game. And I was like, okay, but I just need to forewarn you, I will be in one of 2 extreme emotional states.
You either be giddy as a child or you'll be sobbing into buckets.
So everybody should watch Fox 4 News tomorrow.
A win and you're through. Remember
100%.
that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be great.
But a draw
I
doesn't
believe in you
guarantee
guys.
anything yet.
I believe in you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Lars. That's very kind of you. All right. Any other Oh, yes, business. We have to provide the answer to Andy's World Cup mysterious. Whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa,
that's
whoa,
right.
whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on. What, Lars?
Before Peter says the answer, because I'm assuming he knows, I would like to have a guess.
All right.
Yes.
Hold on. Let's do the open. Lars?
Okay, the question is, prior to today, when Switzerland won today 4-1, prior to today, the last time they won by 3 goals, they beat Honduras in 2014, 3-0. There were 2 players, former FC Dallas / Bern players that played in that match. Who are they? And then the last time Switzerland scored 4 goals in a game, it was against Romania in 1994. There was a FC Dallas / Bern player that played in that game. So 3 players total. Who are they?
So
Lars, can you give us one?
this could be extremely wrong because this is somewhere deep in the brain. I have a weird feeling that Reto Ziegler played for Switzerland in that game and also played for Dallas at some point.
No.
Damn it.
Interesting.
Where did
I
Reto
would've-
Ziegler play?
I would have not. No, Reto Ziegler did play for Dallas.
I knew it.
Yes. But I don't. Had he played in that game for the Swiss?
He played 35 caps for Switzerland. I figured there was a chance.
In 2010, he was not on the team.
Damn.
You almost ruined Andy's question.
Yeah, you did.
Do you know?
But,
Do you know the answer to the other question, Lars?
No.
Okay. Well,
actually, he was on the team. So keep going because you have guesses. Because we
Whoa.
Could, they could be 4. Yes,
Boom.
correct.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. Well, the answer to the second question is obvious. Anybody that is a true Bern fan knows that Alain Suter was the famous Swiss player with the blonde hair
of course.
who was such a big deal when he came over here until he ate bad calamari and fell apart right at the time the team needed him at the most. The other 2 players, and see, when you initially asked this question, Andy, I thought you meant they played. They were currently playing for the Bern in 2014. Then you clarified that or said it again, and I heard it the second time.
They could have been playing, or maybe played at some point for FC Dallas. So
yeah, and what was the scenario of the game again, please?
Switzerland won that game
Against who?
3-0 against Honduras.
Ramon Nunez was 1, and
I think you've timed out, Peter.
Yes. So
yeah.
Reto Ziegler did not
Damn it.
feature in that game.
Damn it.
Did you get the 94 one?
I did, Alon Suter.
Yes, you got that one right.
Yes.
Who was the player you guessed?
I said Ramon Nunez.
Not a bad guess. He played in the 2010 World Cup for Honduras. Which also played Switzerland, by the way.
That's
so,
true, yeah.
But that wasn't the game that we're talking about.
I was so excited that I pulled a Ramon Nunez.
No, so you want me to tell you real quick?
Please.
Yeah, Minor Figueroa and Marvin Chavez.
I would have never thought of Marvin
So
Chavez.
Peter, as an FC Dallas fan, gets a big...
Buzz Carrick is so
In fact,
mad
I will
at
give
me.
this point to Lars for almost getting something right that I had overlooked. But then when
But
I
he
looked at the
didn't get
roster,
it right. I got at least one of them
Yeah, you
right.
did. But that
I
one,
knew that
yours-
Reto Ziegler had played for FC Dallas.
Yeah,
That's got to be
yours was
worth
an easy
something.
one. He did feature in that game.
Reto Ziegler did also play for Tottenham briefly, and he left the UK. And one of the reasons he said he did that was that he thought the women were unattractive.
Oh, okay. Well, he's honest, so you got to give him that. He is honest.
And now I know what Rito Ziegler was doing in his time in Frisco, Texas. I love it. Oh, what a show. Excellent. Match day 8 was a hit with everybody. Looking forward to seeing the Mexico-South Korea game as it has just kicked off. I don't know what the score is. Please don't tell me. We will be back tomorrow with our reactions to USA, Australia at 7 p.m. right after the hard line. Thank you, Dixon, for producing. Thank you, Jay, for punching buttons. And thank you, Andy and Lars, for being my friends. P1s, we love and adore you. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 7 on The Ticket.